In this video, I will show you how to create a watercolor effect using color layering stencils. Hi, this is Anna from Crafty Anna Studio. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I post card making and paper crafting tutorials. I will be using the Daffodils Color Layering Stencil, which is the Hero Studio February 2025 Stencil of the Month. There are 4 stencils in this set. Each stencil has a number at the bottom right indicating the order of use. It also has little square holes on all 4 corners to serve as an alignment guide. I have a sheet of watercolor paper, reactive inks in various colors, a paintbrush, a water cup, spray bottle with water, paper towel, blending brushes, and a microfiber cloth. I will take stencil number 1 and lay it onto the watercolor paper. I will secure it with washi tape and use a pencil to mark the corner alignments. I will ink blend over the stencil using lemon drop reactive inks. Reactive inks are exactly what they are described to do. They react with water, so they are perfect for techniques such as this. I will use a blending brush, load it up with the ink, and then ink blend it onto the stencil. I'm not really being precise here. I just want to lay down a good amount of color over the stencil. I always start with the lightest color first so that I can use the same blending brush for the other colors. I use one brush for the warm colors and another for the cool colors. After ink blending the yellow ink, I will clean off my brush first using a microfiber cloth before moving on to the next color. I will then take the creamsicle reactive ink and I will ink blend only the middle part of each flower. This will add a little bit of depth. I concentrate the ink only towards the middle, leaving the rest of the flower yellow. Then I will take the spray bottle and give it about 3 or 4 spritzes of water. I will wait a few seconds before dabbing it with a paper towel. I sprayed a little too much water, so I will come in and ink blend a little bit more of the creamsicle ink to darken it just a little bit. I will remove the stencil and move on to the stencil number 2. I will use the pencil markings on all the 4 corners to line up with the 4 holes in the stencil to give it a perfect alignment every time. I will secure the stencil with washi tape and then take the creamsicle ink once again to ink blend the next layer. I will use the same blending brush, load it up with ink, and start ink blending. I will only lay down color towards the base of each flower and leave the top part of the flower still yellow. Then I will clean off the blending brush before proceeding to the next color. I'll use Fruit Punch reactive inks and add it to the middle of each flower. Then I'll take the spray bottle, give it a couple of spritzes of water before dabbing it off with a paper towel. I'll remove the stencil, and here you can see how the inks reacted with water to give it that watercolor effect. Next, I will take the 3rd stencil, and this stencil colors in the leaves of the daffodils. I use the alignment guides on all four corners to line up the stencil and then secured it down with washi tape. For the base color of the leaves, I will use Key Lime Fizz Reactive Ink, and I will use another blending brush to blend in the color. Again, I'm not going for perfection here. I just want to lay down a good amount of color onto the stencil. I use a lighter hand for the tops of the leaves, and as I move down towards the bottom, I use a heavier hand to darken the color. What I love about this technique is that it almost gives it a hand-painted look. So if you're not really into watercoloring, this is a great technique to try. Next, I will once again give it a couple of spritzes of water before dabbing it off with a paper towel. You can see that this is a great example of how the inks react with the water. It really gives it that soft, almost ethereal effect to the leaves. The fourth and final stencil is to color in the details of the leaves and the flowers. Let me know in the comments down below if this is a technique that you would like to try with your stencils. I will ink blend the details of the daffodils using Taffy Reactive Ink. I will switch to a detail blending brush to color in the little buds of the flowers. For the details of the leaves, I will use Green Apple Reactive Ink. But first, I will clean off the brush before I start ink blending. And like I did with the base color of the leaves, I will ink blend a darker shade at the bottom, and as I move up, I will make it a little bit lighter. And then for the details of the leaves, like the very tops of the leaves, I will use a detailed blending brush. If you enjoy stenciling, I have other stencil techniques that I will link above. And if you would so incline, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks! As I peel off the stencil, you will see here that the dark green is a little bit too harsh, so I will take the spray bottle and spray the whole image with water. Then I'll take a paper towel and start dabbing it. Now that softened the harsh lines a little, but I will take my paintbrush and I'm going to start watercoloring using the reactive inks. I smush the ink on this watercolor palette. Actually, this is just a laminated sheet of paper that I use as a palette. So I take my paintbrush and I start painting in some areas of the leaves. I just follow the existing ink blended areas. This is just an extra step to make it look more like a watercolor painting. Then I will do the same with the Key Lime Fizz ink. Once I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to do a little bit of ink splattering. I load up my brush with some water, pick up some of the ink, and then proceed to splatter all over the bottom half of the image while I cover the top half with my hand. I splatter the bottom half with both the green apple and the Key Lime Fizz reactive inks. This will give the image a more painterly effect. Then I splatter the top half with lemon drop and creamsicle reactive inks. Each time you do this, it's always going to come out a little different. This time, I thought it just needed a little more darkness to emphasize the leaves a little bit more. So I'm going to put back stencil number 4 and I'm going to blend in a little bit more of the green apple ink. Then I will die cut the image using the Hero Arts Scalloped Rectangles Infinity die set. Then I will bring out my Misty to stamp out the word hello on the bottom right side of the image. This sentiment is included in the February 2025 card kit of the month. I ink up the stamp using the Hero Arts Intensified Black ink. And because this is watercolor paper, I will have to stamp it out a couple of times to get a nice crisp image. For those of you who follow me on the card kits of the month from Hero Arts, I won't be posting one this month, though you can check out the blog for the release down in the description below. It's a beautiful color layering stamp set of tulips. I added foam dimensional tape to the back of the die cut image, and I'm going to adhere it down to a side folding white note card. I hope you enjoyed my video and learned something new. Please give it a try and let me know if you enjoyed this technique. If you're interested in any of the products that I used in this video, I will have them all linked in the video description below. In the meantime, have a wonderful crafty day. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, bye!